Is this not the cutest crochet wedding couple you've ever seen? Look, there's the groom with the bow tie and there's the bride with a veil. Hey guys, it's Derek and welcome back to my channel. I've got a really important topic to talk to you guys about today. And yes, it's about these little critters, but more importantly, if you are an avid craft creator, if you like making crochets, if you like knitting, making jumpers, making scarves, doing paintings, creating metalwork, woodwork or whatever, and if you're somebody who is thinking about, hey, maybe I can make a little bit of extra cash on the side by selling some of my products online, you got to watch this video. So my daughter has been making these cute little crochet characters for a little while now, and she's toyed with the idea of maybe going to markets and potentially selling them online. She hasn't really come up with a great plan yet, and it's really early on in the process, and she's just having fun making these things. And that's the whole thing about it, is that when you start out, one of the important things is just got to make sure you're having fun and you're not doing it for the money, because you're going to rush things. You're going to start doing stuff because you think people want it. You're not going to actually enjoy doing it. And when people don't want it, you're going to say, I've made all these things, I don't know what to do with them, I'm just going to give up. And that's not the way to run a hobby or a side hustle, especially in the initial period, in my opinion. So basically, to cut a long story short, I took a picture of these two cuties. Again, I took a picture of these two cuties and posted it on one of my Instagram accounts. What happened after that was a complete surprise to me, because basically with this particular Instagram account, I only had like 100, 150 subscribers, something along that line. I posted this as an image with a little bit of music with the usual hashtags, and within 10 minutes I got 2 offers of people wanting to buy these 2 critters. They were both DMs, both of them asking if they were for sale. Naturally, I was super excited about that. I was really keen to share it with my daughter who's made these. And I said to him, look, I've only just posted this on my Instagram and 2 people really wanted to buy it. It's so cool. And we kind of had a little bit of an exchange back and forth, and they asked me stuff like how much it costs, and I messaged them back and said, where are you guys from? Because we're from Australia, and if you wanted them, my daughter makes them from scratch, and we'll just make them once you pay, and then we can ship it out to you. Having not thought about this particularly seriously, because my daughter's only been in the process of thinking about making these and potentially selling them, her initial thought was maybe we'll sell them to her friends or maybe at the markets. We didn't have any system in place, and like I said, our Instagram DMs went back and forth for a little bit, and they asked for the price and we gave them the price, and they said, well, that sounds pretty good. And I said, there's going to be shipping involved, and they said, okay. And I said, where are you guys from? One of them sent me their actual physical address, and the other one kind of, after a bit of to and fro, sent me their email address. What I wanted to do, because I wanted to be safe, I wanted to get their information and send them some details about how it's made, how much it costs, how much shipping is, and all that kind of thing. And all I did for the first person, I actually just sent them back a DM, say, what's your email address? I'll send you all this information. And this person kept writing back to me and said, what's your PayPal? What's your full name? And I'll send you the money. I said, okay, that's fine. Give me your email address and I'll send you all the details. And then he kept writing back, say, what's your PayPal address? I said, can we have your email so that I can do this properly? What's your PayPal address? I want to pay you. And that kind of got my spidey senses tingling a little bit. I was thinking about that for a few minutes, and then the other person who messaged me sent me their email address. And this other person said that I'll pay for these critters, because what I said, let's go back for a minute. What I said is, I'm out at the moment. I need to go home and calculate the shipping, and I'll send you all the details in your email. And then this one wrote back and said, it doesn't matter. I'll just pay you for the stuff and I'll pay you for the shipping later on. So something just didn't feel right. Like, both of them did say they were from Australia. I looked them up on Facebook, and their Facebook pages was really kind of sparse. They did have a picture of themselves and they had a couple of kids in it, but there weren't a whole heap of posts. Like I said, my spidey senses were tingling. I just felt like something was off. I kept messaging the first guy saying, what's your email address? He wouldn't give me his email address. I just thought, look, hang on, stop. Everyone just hold your horses, hold fire for a minute. Let's just do this properly. If we're going to do this properly, I don't want to and fro with personal email addresses. I don't want all this stuff. So why not do it properly, do it legit, have a business plan? So during the course of the afternoon, I actually went ahead and I set up a very basic Shopify account where I registered, I put all my account details, all the payment details. I uploaded pictures of these crochet characters on there and actually put them on for sale. So this way, if anyone wants to buy it, they don't go through me, they go through the Shopify store, and it gets rid of all that dodginess, if you know what I mean. eBay, PayPal, they're notorious for people who try to scam you. And the things that got me in this particular scenario that made me a little bit worried is, for the first person, is refusing to give me their email address, constantly asking for my PayPal email and my full name. Yes, they sent me an address, like a physical address, but let me tell you a story about that. So I got a full address from this person, and the thing about it is, about 4 or 5 months ago, my parents sold the house, and then I got these shady emails through the real estate agent which said that people have been going to your parents' house. Now, this was in the process where it'd been sold, but it was the 6 weeks of the period where they had to get all the contracts sorted and the exchange and stuff. There've been people turning up to the house thinking that's the place where they've placed an order online, and they've actually gone there being told that this is where they'd pick up their goods. So they paid, they've gone to the place and found that it was an empty house and there was no goods. And they went through their real estate agent and called the police and said, there's nothing you can do about it, you're not the ones getting ripped off. But it was kind of like our house had been sold, which was currently unoccupied, was being used as like almost like a drug house. It's like people were just using that as a random address so that they'll send people there, but they've already got the money with no intention of delivering the items that they'd purchased. So what's not to say that this address that this person has given me is not exactly the same situation, especially the fact that they continue to refuse to give me any personal details, or refuse to give me their email address. I couldn't contact them. That was number one. The second case was this other person who'd said, if you remember, the second case was one who sent me their email address. They said they'd pay for the stuff, but they didn't really care how much shipping was. We'd just sort that out later, but they'd pay for the crochet dolls right now. And once I set up the Shopify account, I sent them back a message saying, if you click on this link, you can go straight to our online store and can purchase it from there, and haven't heard anything back. So it's been 24 hours now and not heard back from either of them. And I have a feeling, and I'm pretty sure, that both of them are trying to scam me. And the reasons I think that are the following. Number one is they've obviously seen me post something on Instagram saying my daughter made these. So there's a kid involved. Kids are gullible, kids get excited, kids don't know much about finances usually. We can scam this kid. And we can do one of two things. We can give them false information, we can get them to send the stuff, and we'll end up not paying them, or we pay them and get some sort of charge back. So we either pretend that we didn't get the stuff, or the stuff is faulty, or we just cancel the payment as soon as the item is shipped, and hence we win. More of concern, even greater than that, is the fact that I can get all this information off this kid. I can get their email address, I can get their full name, and maybe they're even dumb enough to give me their password, and then I can hack into their stuff, or I can send phishing emails, I can scam them for more money later. That's what I think. Other classic red flags: refusing to provide personal information like their email. Not that hard. You want to buy something, you've got to give some way for me to contact you. And the fact that people are paying for stuff without even caring. If I say, look, I'll pay whatever you said for these guys, and I'll pay that right now so that you can send it to me, and you can just charge me for the shipping later. Why would anyone do that? For example, I could say, well, these guys are 20 bucks, but $200 for shipping. And then you've got no thing. And how am I going to get them to pay for that $200 for shipping once I've already sent the stuff? This is all wrong. Got to do it legit. The best way to start a business is to start it right the first time. Open up either an Etsy, an eBay, or a Shopify, something where people don't go through you personally. They go through your online store. And I feel like that's the safest and the best way to do anything. Yes, it's possible that these guys may be the only two crochet things that anyone would want to buy, and that's fine. But if we're going to do it, we're going to do it legit, and we're going to do it safe, and we're going to protect our own financial information. And I don't feel like back and forth DMs on social media is the right way to do that. And yes, I get it. It's really exciting when someone messages you because they want to buy something you made. But the suspicious nature of me thinks, oh, one, why somebody wants to buy it, and why are they going through this method and they're not trying to do it legit? That's the thing that I have an issue with. So many scams out there at the moment, whether it's you're getting text messages on your phone saying your toll hasn't been paid, or the Australia Post or whatever have not been able to deliver your item because you didn't provide your full name and your address and kind of stuff like that. It's all really suspicious activity. They're just preying on people who are either tired and busy and they don't have time to check, or they're just so tired that they forgot to check, or they didn't come to their mind to check, or there are people who are vulnerable who don't know that there are these scammers out there. And then they go, sure, I'm pretty sure that this is from the bank, I'm pretty sure this is from the post office, They've asked for my password. Obviously there's a problem with my account. I better give it to them. Or even more clever is they say, there's a problem with your account. Please click on this link and go to the website. And as we know, that link does not take them to the official website. So in any situation like that, you always do it yourself. So basically they say, this bank has contacted you and said there's a problem, please contact us. You don't go through their links on their email, their message. You go through, you Google the website of the bank, you Google the bank's phone number. You don't actually respond to any of the links on any of the messages or emails. That's a really important thing to remember so that you don't get scammed. And yes, invariably it is true. If the deal or the offer sounds really good to be true, it probably is. So if someone says, for example, I love your little wedding crochet guys, I'm prepared to offer you $100 each for one of these, and you know they're not worth that much, you know that something's up. I know that these guys are cute and they're really wonderful, but seriously, people who are in such a rush that they don't even want to wait till you get home and calculate the shipping costs and they're prepared to pay you straight away. How desperately do people want something like this? Guys, starting a small business from home is not easy. It's full of obstacles, it's full of stress, it's full of people who are trying to rip you off, and you've just got to have your wits about you. Yes, we may have lost a couple of potential sales if in fact these two people were legit, but I just had the feeling that they're not, and I'm not taking that chance. I'd rather lose out on 2 sales than to give away all my bank details, all my personal details to someone who's going to use that information against me to scam me. Everything official, taxes, payments, accept credit cards, all that kind of stuff through an official company like Shopify or Etsy or eBay or whatever, PayPal, but just do it properly and do it the right way. Don't be so desperate for 20 bucks or 30 bucks that you're prepared to risk all this stuff. Because you know what? If you run into trouble and people have scammed you, it's going to be a lot of hassle to try and get your money back, even if you can. And 2 is they've got all your identity. They've got all your information. And if you're absent-minded enough, shall I say, to provide people with bank details or passport numbers and stuff, which is really common in scams, it's going to cause you a lot of problem in the future. And it's going to be stuff that's going to be really hard or really complicated or really expensive or really time-consuming to fix. Yes, they can be fixed, but imagine someone having enough information from you that they can pretend to be you. Imagine how you're going to feel about that. And all for the short-term, easy, trying to get a few bucks by selling to some stranger online. I don't think that's a sensible or a rational or an efficient or an intelligent business decision to make. So pretty much the moral of this video is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you do want to go out and start a small business, an online shop, selling your wares, your crafts, your creations or whatever, do it the right way, do it properly, do the research. You're going to have to pay if you want a proper shop. Nothing in this life is free. No one's going to let you open a legit shop for no commission, no fees or anything like that. So do your research, make sure that the place that you're going to do your business through is legit. Make sure that you think about what type of clients or customers you're trying to attract, and be okay to lose a few customers if they feel like they're dodgy and they're going to hurt your business. Finally, having said that, if you're really into these cute little crochet wedding couples for a wedding or wedding anniversary and you want to support my daughter in her crafty endeavours, I'll leave a link in the description below where you can buy it legitimately through our online store. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below if you've had similar experiences or if you're just worried about something maybe that I can help you with. I hope this video has really helped. Give me a thumbs up and I'll see you next time in another video. Be careful out there.